What's up, people? Actually, sorry, I shouldn't have done that. Anyway, what's going on? Ted here with your little thing called Bodies and Wicks, and I wanted to just do a little something tonight, and not really like go deep into something, but I guess it just could kind of depends on what kind of trader you are, um, and maybe I can help you out. Try to figure, maybe try to figure out like what exactly you need to do. I'm the type of person to where I like to, um, what's the word I'm looking for? I like to trade things that way I can get as much tether as I can. That way I can invest that into whatever I want. Some people will try to, go out there and try to find the small coins and then put all their money in that and hope that it flourishes and they'll make their money that way. However, I'm not that type of person. I'm the type of person that will use futures or leverage trading. Um, and what I really want to talk about tonight, what I'm going to talk about tonight, is the leverage tokens. I don't know if you've seen them. If you haven't, I'll show you where to find them so you can use them if you're somewhat like me. And what you want to do is you want to stack tether. That way you can, eventually you have enough tether. You want to buy something, you can just buy, maybe two Solana or something like that. I don't know. But that's what I wanted to talk about tonight. Okay. It doesn't go into, we're not going to do like a huge deep dive into like a chart or anything like that. I did want to go over some charts, and that was about it. So what we'll do is we'll just go ahead and click on over to the chart. Right. So this is the first chart I have pulled up. This is Ethereum. Um, this is on the 4 hour basis. Now, how do I explain Ethereum? Ethereum has been in the just like up here forever. And so, and plus it is making equal highs over here to me. So I'm seeing Ethereum as, I know a lot of people are seeing it as sell it, basically. Sell it. It's at resistance. Just go ahead and sell it. It's high enough. And we can see it kind of, starting to take a dip here. But I can almost guarantee you we're going to see this thing buy right through here. And what are these three red lines from, you ask? Um, well, can't get to that big top one. But the bottom one is the bearish order block on the daily. Your This one here is your bearish order block on the 4 hour, and this one is the bearish order block on the weekly. So I kind of overlapped the bearish order blocks to see where they would land, just to give you an idea of like where we are with this. So here's the daily. So here's the last green candle up before it goes down, right? So that's what this last green candle up before it goes down is. So at the bottom of that, at the volume anyway, it can be at the wick, but generally I like to use the volume just because the volume is a lot more sensitive than the wick. So it goes up into there, and like I said, if you even break down into the 4 hour, the bearish order block, same thing. The last block up before it drops, it's right there. So here are our 4 hour order blocks, or 4 hour order block and daily order block. However, this chart has been so bullish the entire time since whatever day this was, July 22nd. I really don't see a reason for this to retrace back. Um, I think this is gonna give it trouble for sure. You know. Also, what we'll see is here we have a fair value gap that will probably also see it give it trouble once it gets through it. But as of right now, what I see when I see Ethereum, and the reason I'm talking, don't worry, I'll get to the point where I'm talking about this. And the reason I'm talking about this is because eventually, like you say, um, whenever you have these equal highs, right? Especially this is a 4 hour, and actually this is a daily, um, which is interesting because there's 4 days in a row to where they pretty much have the same top and almost two more after that. Um, but if we go down to the daily to the 4 hour, then you're gonna have, you know, this right here, and then this right here, and then once these drop, they come back up, then they hit the order block again, then they'll fall, then they rise, and now they're hitting the order block again. And the sad part is that now that it's done that, we've actually created a new order block, and the order block exists because it is the last. Well, I wouldn't say it's the last green candle. You have a green candle right here, so they've actually caused each other. So you have the last up close or up close candle, and then you have the down close candle, and it breaks the body of this candle and then closes way below it, right? So therefore now this is a bearish order block, right? So we could, and I will, put this out here, and then we'll put the coordinates and make sure they're the exact same. All right, and also text. Okay, so as you can see, this candle already tried to get up into here, and as you can see, the body of the candle rejected it, and it looked like it rejected it almost about exactly halfway through. I always talk about this when if it's going to be either a fair value gap or has to do with the bullish or bearish order block. Watch the halfway point. Look at that. It's almost right to the T, right in the middle. So just be, I mean, just be wary of those things. But the point I bring it up is because I am almost 100% positive we will see a break in these new highs very soon. That being said, I want to look over here to the left of the chart, and it may have not have been on the 4 hour, it may have been on something else. I'll check. It wasn't on the 4 hour. Maybe it was the daily. Hold on. So the daily, or maybe it was the 1 hour. I'm not 100% sure. Oh, come on. What's going on here? Oh, here we go. Okay. Okay, so here's that daily, like I said, order block. just a big candle. So it wasn't that. Let me try the hour. Hour's the most interesting anyway. Yeah, so the hour allows for this big fair value gap that occurs. So that would be your your magnet basically. So it's basically wanting to pull to this area anyway. It has been ever since it was formed. And now that it's back up there, we're just trying to figure out how and when it's going to, break the area. At least I personally believe that is what is going to happen. I mean, if anybody else has a different idea, or you think something else is going to happen to Ethereum, please be my guest. Please share some kind of some kind of analysis that you've done. But with everything I've ever done with smart money, and I continue to do with smart money, is I keep seeing the same things over and over and over again. Hold on. There we go. Wait, was that it? Okay. And and one of those same things that I keep seeing over and over and over again is these these flirting with the highs. These flirting with the highs taking forever, and then finally, and it's just been happening lately. Like I think Bitcoin did it yesterday or the day before, or something like that. But it just seemed like it took forever to try to get Bitcoin to break a high, and then it just boom, all of a sudden did it. And I honestly thought Ethereum was going to do it yesterday. I was like, okay. I was like, Bitcoin, attacked its high. BNB attacked its high. I think ADA attacked its high, and well, not like all-time high, but somewhere, like around the June area highs, things like that. So here I am thinking that Ethereum is going to be doing the same thing. And so I trade futures and or on leverage, either or. So now what I've been doing is I haven't been, especially when you look at it for as a whole, right? So whenever I look at it as a whole, especially the most recent price action, right? What you get, and this needs to be, I have no idea why this thing is. Hold on 1 second. Let me try to get this thing down and out of here. Okay. Yeah, because you can see it just kind of went along. But you could see it had kind of almost a support area. And that support area was I do want to say it was a fair value gap area. And if you want to give me just 1 second, I will be able to tell you that for sure. Because that chart I was using right then was a KuCoin chart, and that is what I have been trading on. But I generally draw out my charts on Coinbase just because Coinbase seems to have the I would say the closest to the actual price that you can find because of the amount of users that it has, and the ease of use that Coinbase provides. And you know, I mean, I still have to use Coinbase to purchase coins and then send them off to another exchange if I want to. A lot of exchanges still don't have like direct to credit card, debit card information, stuff like that, which is fine. I don't care. To be honest, I would rather it funnel through one place than have like my credit card stored in 14 different centralized exchanges to where it's acceptable for whatever. That way, in case something were to happen, I could just shut down one card on one end and be done with it with Coinbase, and then just wait for a new card, rather than having to worry about each individual, whatever. Anyways, I'm digressing. But here we are. Yeah, this is what I wanted to see. So with Ethereum, as you can see, I think I talked about this before. We had the bottoms, right? And they were 4-hour fair value gaps. And I honestly thought we were going to get close to the monthly fair value gap, which is what this big purple outline is, right? I thought we were going to get down to the bottom of that. The good thing is that I did kind of recognize this as a bottom, so I did put a decent position in here, just like I did with Bitcoin whenever it did the same thing, whenever it hit its monthly fair value gap bottom. I didn't put it in the first time, right? Because I thought that may have been a fluke. I wanted to see what was going to happen, and I actually put it in on this time, because this time it came and bounced. I wanted to see if it was either going to go lower, which it possibly could have, and then caught people off guard. Whoever was, bought in here, they would have got caught off guard. And so I wanted to wait to see if it would have went lower and then catch the price there and then move on. But instead, I didn't. Instead, I caught the price at, it was actually on this second candle, but it was as it was pulling down just a little bit. And so it was 29.91. I want to say, let me look on my phone. Yeah, 29.91. And that I just started off with a 0.05. But then as things went on, then, I kept adding positions. So especially whenever it came up to the top, right? And then pulled back and then got about halfway. I added another 0.05. And then it went through. And again, these just knowing that the order blocks, the fair value gaps, things like that. These are going to be your keys to when to add more positions versus taking them away. So that's when I started looking, over here at the all the price action that was up here to the left of it, and seeing what was going to happen, or seeing what could possibly happen, basically. And one of the first things I drew was this. It was this line from this up green candle. That's your last up candle before it comes crashing down. So therefore, this means that this is your bearish order block. Depending on how our chart is going to do, if it's going to reject that immediately, which it could, or it could fight through it. It's all going to depend on bias and where does the chart want to go? Okay, so that with smart money chart, the 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 price action wants to go to where um, the liquidity is and to where it seeks out to balance the entire chart, right? So liquidity meaning, where there is orders, placed in the chart and whatnot. Um, so right around in that area, there would have been, sell orders and things like that, because it would have started getting close to the top. Um, but also just above here, there are buy orders. So that people, whenever it goes through the top, um, people think it's going to um, go up, maybe come back down and retest the top as a support, and then continue on going up. Um, and that, so that's what I looked for. And then, so whenever I saw that it was getting close to this red line here, um, I actually took off 75% of my 75% of my I can't think of the word. I'm dumb right now. Of my positions, I took off 75% of my positions off right here. Um, and I want to say the last position that I actually put on was, let's see here, it was just past this. So it was as this was going up, I believe, was the last time I had put a position on. And it was because we broke these equal highs. And so since we broke those equal highs, I knew it'd probably continue further. And so that was my last position that I put on. I think I only put on like 4 or 5 positions. Your initial one, the one that pulled back here and got about halfway. The third one was after it had broke and closed above this, the middle of the W. All right, so that was number 3. And then number 4 was right here. All right, so that was the last time that I actually, put in any orders in. And most of them were 0.05. The last 2 were 1.25 and 1.75. I wanted to see the last of it go as fast as it could and hard as it could, and before I started taking out any kind of profit. So we get to here, take out 75%. And now it's just acting really odd. I don't know. Like I do think it will. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind that this will break these highs. No doubt. But I'm trying to. Okay, what is this over here? Okay, that looks like it's nothing. Looks like if anything, it probably should be right there with. That would have been more the last bearish order block was. And as you can see, it broke through that and actually made the high from that. So I'm not even going to count that red line in there anymore. I don't know what this other, oh yeah, this other red line says order block 1 hour. So, and if I have it drawn all the way back here, that means there must be some kind of order block. Oops. Oh, okay. So it's actually probably not the 1 hour. It's probably more like the 4 hour. But your last up candles before your down candles, is it looked like what I try to tie that to. So that would have been the green candles. So that's why I tied them here, here, and here. So I want to see kind of the reactions that they have once they get to those areas, if they haven't already gone there. I don't think this one will be much of a reaction, to be completely honest. It'll just be a quick bounce off. But I'm pretty sure we've already gotten really far past that. Man, I didn't mean to do that, so I'm just gonna go hit back really quick. All right. Thank God for the back button, or else I wouldn't know. I'd have to redraw so many things all the time. Okay, so and here our 15-minute fair value gaps from the big wall that was back there. Same thing here. This is a 15-minute fair value gap all the way across, which is why you can see it come up, a spike through the top, but the candles respect it. The actual body of the candles respect this 15-minute fair value gap until it'll break through. And I have this big purple outline here. This is a weekly fair value gap. That's why it's so big. So we're actually covering an entire week. Well, we have from the bottom. So it came up this way. And then looks like we came down and touched the bottom of the weekly fair value gap. And then now we have come up and got to the top. So the weekly fair value gap is now balanced, even though whenever I thought it was coming down this way, I thought we might get one more little touch on there, but we didn't. Or we haven't yet. I don't know. That's the thing. The thing about this chart is that it is still confusing me. So right now is that we are in a 1 hour fair value gap, as you can see. I don't know, you probably can't even read it. It's so buried in there right here. But as you can see, what was it, a couple hours ago, we had a candle come down, go through the bottom of it, and then pull back inside, and now we see it come back up in, go through the top of it, pull back inside. So see, it's just been really interesting, to say the least, for this Ethereum. And if we look at here, I mean, if we really want to try to think, is it going to go lower? I look here. I look to the lowest point, or at least one of the lowest points, and that would be this guy right here. And is it likely to get below this point? And if the answer is yes, then unfortunately, you have to keep waiting. However, I didn't, whenever it got to this area here, I didn't think that even if it did get to this area and got to below this low, that it wouldn't be such a huge deal, that I would be, that far in the red, especially if I threw in a small amount of my futures. So I think I only put in like a 0.02. I'm not even lying, or 0.03 or something like that. Something very, very short, or that way I didn't lose too much money in case it was to go against me. I didn't want to put like a, like a 3.0 down or a 5 or something like that down in case it went all the way down against me. That's why I wanted to play cautiously and wait for it to come back and see what was going to happen, and then put more on top of it if I needed to. So, um, so we have moved up, has hit the top of this fair value gap, pulled down, starting to move back up. And now he's got to see. I honestly think it's going to break these highs. It's just, it has to. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. There's two other, you know, areas, similar highs. I mean, this isn't. Of course, they're not all perfect highs, but I mean, this is kind of the area that people expect the chart to have a lot of resistance, because I mean, just look at it. As soon as you get to this area, boom, it starts dropping. As soon as you get to this area, boom, it starts dropping. So a lot of people think of this area as resistance. So that they will either take profits whenever they get near there, or if they're on the future side, they will, do a short sell and try to make money on the way down. And I think one day, and I'm thinking it's probably going to be tonight. I hope it's going to be tonight. Is that it's going to catch everybody by surprise, and it is going to run. It's going to run all the highs. So this is the current high with all these. So I'm feeling it'll probably, of course, run the current highs, and probably play with them a little bit. Go through them, hit this bearish order block. I think that is a bearish order block. I'm on the hour. I bet it's on a 15-minute. Let me see here. Yeah, either way, through here, and here's an order block. I guess you could qualify that as, or maybe even through here. It, you could see it coming up to this order block, and no, hit the wrong button. Hold on one second. So now that we've gotten, or now that we've established, or now that I think I have established what I think is going to happen, there are multiple ways to play this, I guess you could say. One, you could, depending on what, um, if you have a centralized exchange that you like to use, if you have a DEX that you like to use, whatever you prefer is going to be up to you. However, Gate was the one that I noticed that started doing this on, or at least it may have been Gate. I'm not for sure. I know KuCoin does it too. They told me that I was trying to trade, with leverage and things like that, and they told me that if you don't know anything about Gate is a Chinese-owned crypto exchange. Gate's customer support told me that in the United States that futures, are not legal. And I was like, what? I was like, are you gonna be kidding? You gotta be kidding me. And I looked it up, and I don't know if that's the actual case because the wording was very vague. Um, but it basically said anything with leverage of five or more could be considered illegal. So, in a time like this, what would I do? I would come find, and this is the way around. Yeah, I think this is genius. I think this is absolutely genius. The way around getting the way around futures are buying coins that have leverage. Makes sense, right? I mean, I would have never thought to have done this. So, um, now, granted, I'm not going to say which exchanges you can and can't do on, but there are some exchanges that aren't very, they just don't make sure that they're following, I guess you could say, international law. Um, but Gate does, and I think they've probably been in trouble for it before, and I feel like that's probably why they're doing it. Um, but as you can see, here we go. We have Bitcoin, 3 times long, 3x short, 5x long, 5x short, Bitcoin Cash, Polkadot, XRP, BSV, Litecoin, EOS. And here we go. Here's EOS, Ethereum short, and here's Ethereum long, 5x, 5x. Chainlink, Kava, EGLD on. Oops, where'd he go? I think it's cheese. I don't know. CHZ is. I don't think it's cheese burger. Um, Maker. Makers. They've only got three x long, 3x short. The some are 5x long, some are 5x short. Those would be your main ones. Like I said, the Bitcoin, the Ethereum, the Polkadot, the uh, Bitcoin Cash, BSV, EOS, all those have five. Um, and then once you get into the rest of them, they all at least have a three as far as their leverage is concerned. And you can do a lot with three leverage. And believe me, you can, and especially if you catch the trade at the right amount of time. You can do some damage with three leverage. Not only that, it's trading coin, so you're gonna want to try to buy it at. Let's go back to over here to. Where were we? Oh, here. So, even though I knew these were happening at the time, I just didn't think about using it. But what if I would have used it right here and used the Ethereum at 5x right here? Then instead of making as much money as I regularly would have made from there to the top, I would have made 5 times as much plus the amount of times that I put in, um, you know, positions along the way. So that is absolutely insane. To me, it's eye opening to see that, and I know that KuCoin has them too. They don't have as much. So let me go ahead and change over to the slide here. I think they just have the basic ones. Um, let me switch over. Okay, so they just have Ethereum and Bitcoin, 3 long and 3 short, Cardano, VeChain, EOS, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash. And that's it. That's all I have. What still isn't that bad. I mean, if you're looking to make money, those are probably the most volatile of all of them, to be honest. So that's probably what you would be looking for anyway, especially if you're trying to trade leverage. If you want to trade anything with leverage, you want to find the most volatile. And I think it even gives the volume of it next to it. Yeah, it does. So you have like Bitcoin short with like 1.128 million. So short means that you can actually make money as the price is dropping. That's what short means. So if you've never used one of these coins and you think the price is going to fall, like Bitcoin, it's at who knows, $85,000, and it's already been there 3 times, and you think it's going to short this time, you can just buy as many short tokens as you want, and it'll hopefully it'll go down, and if it goes down, however many pips or whatever it is that takes care of the leverage, that will also be taken care of for you as well. So and again, these tokens are cheap, so that's the best part about them. So you don't have to buy a full amount of Bitcoin just to see that kind of movement that Bitcoin would have. Instead, if you were to buy a Bitcoin 5L, it's $1 $3.27 right now, and so you can buy as many of those as you want, and each individual one is going to act as if it was, I think each individual one would act as if the whole chart would be moving at 10 times the rate. I'm not 100% with that. I'm still playing with them, because what I did earlier is I did do some Ethereum stuff with it, and the thing is that it does take a fee. It takes a fee at the very beginning of the trade. Well, actually, what it does is it adds on the fee before the trade starts. So, like, let's say I wanted to, I think it was trade I think it was 3 or something like that, 3 of the tokens. Then it showed the price, and then afterwards, when everything was said and done, it showed the price plus the amount that was going to be used for trading. So that was automatically added on to the price before I even started, so and then after I closed the trade, then that price was not considered until after the close of the trade. And I know there was one time I tried getting out and getting in fairly quick just to see what type of money I could make. And let me try to pull it up here. Not that one. Okay, these are all 3L. I thought we had some 5Ls in here. Never mind. It wasn't those tokens at all. It was actual margin. It was actual 10x margin, is what it was. And I had, I want to say, I think I had jumped in at one point, or no, sorry. I was doing Bitcoin and I jumped in at 42889, I want to say, and then I closed to where I thought it was in the 4300s because it was 42889, and so I thought I had closed out when it was at 4330, something, but instead so that's the only thing about KuCoin is that every time whenever you try to close these out, I don't know what it catches whenever I ask you to close out because it asks you for your trading password. So I don't know if it's like as soon as you hit close, that's when it's locked in, or if whenever you hit close, then it asks for your trading password. After you put in your trading password, then that part's locked in. That's the thing I can't figure out. But I want to say I only made it was basically 10 cents. It was basically 10 cents is all I made. It wasn't that much. But with 3 times the leverage, I think it was an additional 21 cents or something like that that I actually made due to the leverage. And that was with 10x leverage, right? So there was fees taken out and things whatnot. So I don't know now with the coin. I did do, and I have been doing the Ethereum 5x coin quite a bit lately. Let me go here. And it's only because I have almost no almost no tether. Which is it's because my tether's tied up in well, one, it's primarily spot trading with not spot trading but grid trading with audio. I just had like a couple left over, and I thought it did the pullback last night. So hold on, let me go back over here to charts and browsers, and let's take a look at the. It wasn't this one. It was somewhere. Let's see. That was 7 this morning. That's 3 in the morning. Yeah, so it was somewhere around in here, I want to say. I went to go pick up a friend and we watched some football games, so it was like somewhere around in here. It pulled all the way back, and I was looking at this because I had drawn out, everything that I could, even a breaker, in case it came down into it. Then I could probably trust it, to be on the right side. Let me unlock that and actually pull that across. Let's go with top right and style border. Let's go that background. Let's go no. Do that. There we go. Okay. So yeah, right here sounds about right about the perfect time whenever I didn't hit that. So I did throw in the 5x long coin at that time through, and this was through Gate, right? So and the price of the coin was about $2.42, something like that. But I only had $1 Actually, no, I didn't even. I don't even think I had $1. I don't know. However much it was, I do forget how much it was, but I do know what it translated into after I bought it. What it translated into was 0.708 of a coin. So maybe I did have a little bit more than $1. Um, and then so I waited and waited and waited as long as I could until it got about as high as it could. I feel like, and I jumped out at, or I sold the coin at 1 point. Was it 1.823? Is what it was. 1.823. Um, and just from that move alone, with that leveraged coin, ended up adding about um, I want to say about 65 cents to Tether. And even though it was, you know, even though it didn't even move 65 cents, the coin was what allowed it to, you know, get at least 65 cents extra. Um, and it probably would have been more had I had more, dollars invested into it and whatnot. Um, and then I did it again. Um, it pulled back again, as you can see. Um, I think it was like right here or something. It was a very, very short pullback, but I went in there and I put in everything that I could, and then I waited until I got pretty high, and then I sold again, and now those are the only two times I did it last night. I haven't done it since, and now I did have less than $1 in Tether. Now I have $1.78 in Tether, so. If that doesn't tell you how the power of these coins and how they can be used, I don't know what to tell you, because these coins are amazing. And again, they get around the whole leverage trading issue, or futures trading. I've heard so many different things from so many different websites. I don't even know what to believe anymore. Gate has told me that it is illegal to trade futures and margin, or not margin, but leverage in the United States with crypto. Um, I have heard from other places that it is okay to trade margin and leverage, as long as it's only up to about 5 to 10%. Anything after that would be considered illegal, yada yada yada. And I've also heard that futures are definitely illegal, but margin is not, as long as they have KYC. So I don't know what to believe. I think I was the one that found on the website before that that as long as it wasn't, any more than 5 to 10% or something like that, then they weren't going to punish you or anything like that. So that's cool, and I hope they don't. But the way around it and the way how whoever thought about it, genius, just absolute pure genius, because you can just trade these coins and just keep racking up tether and tether and tether and tether, just like you would as if you were trading um you know, futures with you know USDT as your base coin, um and whatnot. So, and then with actual leverage, versus that's the only thing that's different between futures and actually trading with leverage, or you got the spot margin, and then if you use the app, like KuCoin or Gate or something like that, it'll have it'll have spot and it'll have leverage right next to it. And so if you click leverage, you can transfer your money from spot to leverage, and then trade on leverage. Well, Gate you can't. KuCoin you can. Um, But geez, where was I going with this? I don't know. Either way, all I know is that Gate doesn't allow it because of the whole legality thing. But KuCoin is fine. Um, you can trade with leverage. Trading with leverage means that you can only buy. You can only hope the price rises basically. You can't sell short like you could in a future, or like the coins that are representing futures, like like if you saw like an ETH 5S, that would be an Ethereum 5 short, which means that you're hoping the price is going down. And as the price is going down, you're making money because you called it correctly that the price would go down. So that's basically what I want to talk to you about with the leverage tokens. Um, oh yeah, you know what? I forgot to actually change the background, so you never saw. You actually never saw this part of it. Um, so, anyways, yeah. Whenever I was talking about putting in the leverage token, I'll just do some X's really quick. Um, like there was like probably my first one, and I want to say right there was my second one, right? And so I ended up with pretty much almost over $1 with even though I started off with less than $1 in the KuCoin, not the KuCoin, but the price of the leveraged coin was about $2.40 something cents, and I think I sold it at $2.80 something each time, and I ended up with almost $2 in tether. So it wasn't like it was a whole lot, but it was enough to help me recognize, hey, these things do have power. And if you have never, if you're one of those people that have, your crypto, but you haven't made it outside of Coinbase even, if you've not made it outside Coinbase even, check out these sites, because especially I have a feeling once, I don't know what's going to happen with the whole treasury stuff and what they're going to do with crypto and how they're going to treat it and things like that. But, if they do try to, ban futures altogether, which from what I hear they already are, which makes no sense, right? The only reason you would want to ban futures is to keep poor people poor, right? Because there are a lot of smart people who just who can actually take the time and learn this stuff and make money doing it. But instead, they don't want that. They want the poor people to stay poor. So they're like, oh, you, you, they want to protect you, right? The government wants to protect you. Oh, it's too volatile, they say. Well, that's what we're here to decide. We're here to decide if it's too volatile for us. If it's too volatile for us, then yeah, if you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. I can. And boy, do I stand it. And I'll burn standing it because it's fun. But, anyways, that was one of the. Hold on, I wanted to go and show you just one more time. Just look at this. This is insane. Of all of these, you know, 3x long and 3x short tokens. I mean, anything from Cero to VeChain to BNB to Tron to Avalanche to Atom to Algo, Waves, Neo, Ethereum Classic, Dash. I love Dash. I love Dash because Dash was, of course, probably one of the older OGs, and it's still used as money this day, in Central America, primarily, Colombia, um, and it's kind of helped people that flee Venezuela. They'll send money back to their friend, their family, and everything, in Venezuela. They'll send it to them through Dash. Like Dash has a very, very strong support in the Central American countries, um, but so does Bitcoin. So, but here you got, geez, come on now. You got synthetics, Aave, um, Kusama, I don't know what BTM is, Zcash, Monero, Ample, Curve, um, I think is it I forget what comp is, but it's that other big one. Um, looks like YFI. Looks like the Huobi token, OKB, Uniswap token, Polkadot, Filecoin, Sushi, Tezos, and then I was gonna say Ravencoin, but no, Ravencoin's when it starts the actual regular coins again. Interesting. But yeah, that if you would like and to try to, get some money this way, and I prefer this way because there's no like extra hidden fees or anything like that, with the whole, trading, futures and margin and stuff like that. Go below to the description, find my, link, to Gate. I think it's like BXW slash, or sorry, I think it's bit.ly/BXW Gate IO. I'm pretty sure that is it. Um, and all you have to do is click that, and it should take you to the front page, and all you have to do is continue signing up. And the cool thing is that, if you sign up through Gate, we each get 20% of each other's, or since you sign up through me, we each get 20% of each other's, uh, fees, trading fees. So of all the trading fees, you'll get, I'll get 20%, you'll get 20%, something like that. Yeah, it's just the way I designed it, because technically, you could split it 40 any way you wanted, to where you could take, be greedy and take 40, um, or take 30 and let them take 10. Or you could go, and let them have most of it, and you could let them have all 40, and then, or let them have 30 and just you take 10, or you do it split down the middle. I say split it down the middle. I'm a down the middle type of person, so, um, I am trying to find the link to my Gate. Okay, yeah, so it's, uh, bit.ly or bit.ly/BXW Gate IO, or gate.io/ref/3137907. That's probably the number you need to remember the most in case I ask you for a number. 3137907. Okay. Hold on 1 second. It's saying excellent condition, but it's not showing up anything on my computer right now. Okay, that was really, really odd. I have no idea what just happened, but it just kind of like I don't know, my YouTube studio went away for a second. But it is back now and it's actually still fully functioning, which I'm actually surprised about. Um, Now this next part, what I want to do is I'm going to take myself off of here for just a quick second. Right, and we are going to talk about a coin, right? We're going to talk about a coin that maybe you've heard of, maybe you haven't, but usually I try to do a little bit of a dive into a coin every now and then. And this one's called Helium. So if you go to Helium website and check it out, um, at first I was kind of like, okay, I was like, what kind of, what exactly is this? And then it was probably something along the lines of when I saw something about wireless infrastructure, that's when I really got it. I was like, oh, I was like, you're basically trying to change the way that we have either phone coverage or internet coverage or something like that. And I was right. So the way this works is that you have hotspots, you can see, right? Data credits, right? So supposedly it's supposed to be cheaper than most. It's supposed to be cheaper than your regular phone bill, or your regular internet bill if you buy the actual data credits. It's supposed to be a lot cheaper, because it's everything's been centralized through blockchain, things like that. Um, it uses all basically low radio wave devices to connect to each other. So I guess if you have an alarm clock or something like that, that would be part of it too. Um, so actually, yeah, and you can mine it too. This is one of the things. One of my buddies is looking into mining it, and I think it's about $400 to get like the mining rig, which isn't too bad. Um, See, hotspots provide miles of wireless network coverage. You're using helium LongFi, while rewarded with HNT. So HNT is the governance token. Because of an innovative proof of work model, we call it proof of coverage. Your hotspot only uses 5 watts of energy. Okay. View network map. Let's do that. I haven't. That's something I don't think I've actually checked out. Oh, yes, I have. Okay. I just never seen the map. I've only tried to do this on my phone. I've never actually looked up helium on my computer, so this looks like way different. Um, so wow. So pretty much United States, Europe, like we got some places even Africa. some Arab countries, Central America. I believe those would be the hotspots, if I am not mistaken. All right, so 83.51% are online. It says Maker 16. I'm not for sure what that means, but it says latest COTX network. So you have, okay. Okay, so it looks like you have a lot of different networks. These might be even miners. I'm not 100% sure. But for, looks like each of these, you may have to onboard the the devices. Cal chip connected devices. 21,000 onboards remaining. 55,000 hotspots added and 53,000 locations asserted. Almost 300,000 HNT burnt. I wonder why they. Okay, so maybe. Okay, so I do know that HNT is the the token for this. I do know that you can also use it for the data. So you can basically if you own the tokens, you can turn it into the data for this basically seamless Wi-Fi network. I'll click on this to see what it does. HNT can be sent to this account using this QR feature in the Helium app. Okay. I don't think I have the Helium app. Activity. And now it's going to take forever, of course. No activity, stakes. The hotspot transfers. Okay, none of that stuff is working. All right, let's just go back and let's see what else we can find interesting in here. All right, block height. I'm guessing that is how many blockchains there are. Election time 31.4 minutes. 31 days. Block time in 24 hours 56 seconds. I'm guessing the block time is getting quicker. Okay. Wait, I'm gonna go back because it said elections and I wanted to see what that is. Time to 30 days ago, 33.6, 7 days ago, 31. Okay, time since last election, 16 minutes. Blocks, okay. Latest blocks. Why are they? Okay, so it's giving a number to each block. Got it. Okay. So 9,700, 900,076, 976,000. There we go. 260. I have 35 transactions. And POC challenge, POC receipt. That's proof of what would they call it? Proof of wasn't proof of stake, proof of connectivity. Jeez, like they, I can't remember. All right, and I already just read it. Plain hickory mule. I guess. Let's see. If we just click on plain hickory mule, what's gonna happen? It says 25 witnesses. Oh, okay. So I guess this is the node, maybe, of the central Wi-Fi. And maybe these are the other people that are hooked up to them. Interesting. So this is in Italy. Huh. So again, as you can see, I do really like this idea. I mean, I always hear so many people on different podcasts that are like old timers that are like, hey, if it's not fixing, don't if it's not broken, don't fix it. It's not about if it's not broken, don't fix it. It's about innovation. It's about new things that we can create out of just our. I mean, God, our mind and code. Like, who would have thought we would have a like, but this is basically a mesh network of internet between you know everybody. Basically radio signals are going to be bouncing off of everybody's phones, and that's how we're going to be communicating instead of, hey, I have AT&T, hey, I have Verizon, hey, I have Sprint, or whatever. That it could just be this. We don't have to rely on that. And if it's going to be cheaper than what supposedly it says it is, then why not? I don't, I'm paying a lot of money right now for my monthly internet, and all I have is internet. I don't have cable. Yeah, I don't watch cable TV. There's no point in me watching cable TV because everything I watch is on the internet. But then again, you also have subscriptions like Netflix and Amazon Prime that I watch stuff on. That's an additional however X amount. Um, if internet companies were smart, they would include those in their extremely high prices to try to compete. But they're not going to be around much longer if they keep doing what they're doing. And then now we have something like this popping up, something called Helium. I mean, I think Helium's biggest competitor is going to be what is it called? Star Stargate or Star something? Starlink, there we go, which is Elon Musk's internet, which is basically supposedly just a wireless internet box. You pay $50 for it, and you don't pay for, or maybe $50 and maybe 500, I forgot. But then you don't pay for internet for the rest of your life. You just pay for the equipment, but you don't pay for internet. This you would be paying for data. Okay, hold on. Let's see your HNT staked. Staked validators, 2,256. Since it's size 43 online, 99.25%. Okay. Valid. I'm sorry, excuse me. A validated version. I guess that has something to do with the back code. Supply staked. So 24 point. So basically a quarter of all of these, the HNT coins are being staked. Where do you stake them? I just bought a couple coins just because I thought it was a cool idea. And I bought them at $18 a coin. And now, why don't we just go check it out? It's at 22,611. And it got all the way up to 25 overnight last night. Or was it yesterday? Yeah, it was yesterday. So it's on a pullback. Oh, it's on a healthy pullback. And the way I have the Fibonacci set is that this would be the low, right? Because you have all these equal highs right through here. Turn off the magnet. All right, so since that's not the high, after it comes down from there, right? So you have kind of a pretty good mid-sized high compared to the previous high. It looks like it comes up and hits the bearish order block in a wick, and I'm on a 15-minute chart. Oops. Yeah, hold on a second. Let's do some TA really quick here, because I think that this is already institutionalized. So it would be your last up candle before, well, I think these two candles would be working together, basically. So it would be this candle. That's way too low. It'd probably be this one. No, that's still, oh, here it is. Yeah, that looks more like it, because that here you got a drop. Then you have, here you have a push up. And then this, this wick actually hits what would be bearish order block. Then it comes down, and you have this. It's not too small, but it's still kind of a beefy candle. Dang it. And that would be your all right, there we go. So now you're just waiting. And like I said, I'm on the 15-minute. I'm not even on the hour. So the hour is probably where everything really, really lies. So now it was this low that came up and broke this high, right? And since it was this low that broke this high, that's where you draw the fib. You don't draw the fib from down here because it didn't break this high. So now that this low came, or it, this thing came up, made equal highs, whatever, dropped just a little bit, and then boom, took off, and then broke this high. That's why I would put this Fibonacci here, and of course, at the very top. What we're seeing now also is we are seeing the price about to get into the golden zone. So I think it's probably going to get even further. Well, here's the thing, is I think maybe we are already in the golden zone and we don't even know it. Because since that broke, since that broke this high, right? Then the next would be what broke this high? What run broke that high? And that would be this one right here. Or at least I believe it would be that one. Because that candle goes up. Actually, no, that one still doesn't break the high. This one does. So now this one finally goes up and breaks the high. Then we have the retracement. And now we have the retracement all the way back into the 88.6%. That makes a lot more sense than the other ones did. So that being said, your last down candle before going, before this very, very, very large bullish candle, the top of it would be considered your bullish order block. And let's change up some styles here. Oh, stupid thing. All right. Instead of typing bullish order block, I'm going to type plus OB. So now that you know that it's bullish with the plus OB order block. Okay. And that makes perfect sense because look at the candle right now. It's like it's dipping in down into it. But it hasn't went all the way through. I mean, you still have all the way down to here before we start freaking out and going, okay, now was that the right place or not? But it looks like it could start turning around at any time and continue going up. And again, it's at $22.55 a coin. And this thing just started in June, I want to say. Let me do the daily. June 25th. That's the very June 25th, yeah. Very first day of this project. And even when crypto was going crazy, it still wasn't. It was still, you know, I just don't think they had the marketing for it yet, or I don't think they knew how it was going to turn out, maybe. And that's why it wasn't, you know, a smashing success in February like every other coin was. Instead, it took until April when everything else was falling for it to be the type of coin that, hey, you might want to look at this. You might want to hold on to this. And then, of course, it made this liquidity run to make this high, right? ran all the way. I basically made a marking for it earlier. I was telling one of my friends who's new into crypto. Love him to death, but um, he just picked a random coin and decided he was gonna watch it to see if it was gonna turn out like Solana. And that coin was Bond, and I just started shaking my head, and I was like, it's not gonna turn out like Solana. I was like, first, Bond is the governance token for Barnbridge, which is a DEX. It's the same, which same thing as Uniswap or Pancake Swap or Banana Swap or all those. Same kind of idea, you know. I think the only thing different but that Barnbridge really had was maybe they had a couple different more liquidity pairs, and maybe that I think they would do some cross chaining too between BNB and Ethereum. Not 100% sure, but it seemed like a fairly decent DEX. Um, the price of the governance tokens at $26, but just considered, I just just like you're too new to crypto to understand what's going on here yet, buddy. Um, Take some time, research these things, understand what they mean before you just say, I'm gonna watch this and see if it gets higher than Solana. Like Solana, okay, the whole reason Solana got as high as it did is because they're coming out with a third generational DEX, which is above Barnbridge Unicorn, or sorry, not Unicorn, Uniswap, 1 inch, all those, that is going to incorporate AI, and I'm not exactly for sure what else they're going to do with Solana. But I do know that is the main attraction to it right now is the third generational DEX, with the incorporation of AI. And I'm gonna guess the AI has to do with the liquidity pools, in case you have to add more. If your ratio is off, maybe the AI could automatically import, the um, you know the the liquidity for you. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, I mean, could be as simple as that. But here, Helium, you can see broke the high. Now we have a new high of 2505. And it's like starting to retrace a little bit. Like I said, this retracement is typical. If anything, it's strong because now you could see that it's all kind of staying along one limit area, around an order block area. And then so hopefully it will continue on and continue on to going up. At least I hope so for my wallet's sake. The only thing I wish I would have done was, and we all do this, well, most of us do this to most coins, is, oh, man, I wish I would have put in more money in that. But there have been some coins that I've been like, why did I put money in? But I mean, there are some that I still believe in that I think are gonna do good, and just maybe not their time yet. Like to me, I think Raven Coin is gonna do awesome, but maybe it's just not its time yet. Um, the transferring of assets, um, with blockchain is gonna be huge, and I think of that. Whenever they first started doing that, they were talking about NFTs in case people wanted to sell their NFTs to somebody else. I don't, how would you do it? You can't just give somebody money and then they own the NFT. You actually have to transfer that NFT to somebody. Um, and I don't think a regular blockchain, you know, or what, a wallet address is going to work. And so I think that's what, you know, the Raven team was working on. But I see it as more than that. I saw that as the first use case for it. Considering that's, when NFTs are starting to get huge and things like that. And Ravencoin, is it was somewhere around like 6 7 cents at that time, and then it jumped up to like 22. But my thing is what if, especially with assets, you can make like a stock that you own, an asset. You can tokenize it and you can transfer it to your own. I don't know what to call it. I don't know, but basically, you can make sure that your stocks that you own are guaranteed. I guess you could say not to get corrupted or to fall into the wrong hands or something like that. I don't know. That's what I was thinking of. Or you want to transfer over a title to a car. That instead of doing that on a piece of paper, instead now we can do that. That transfer of ownership on blockchain. So it's just little use cases here and there that's really gonna make or break some crypto. I hate calling them cryptocurrencies because they're not currencies. There's only very few currencies, like the old school ones. Yeah, those are currencies. And now it's like you're actually buying a part of the company, or helping the company. It's more like a side stock market now. It's really really interesting. I love it, and I hope you guys get as much of enjoyment out of it as I do. I mean, I sit here and talk for hours, and I mean, I'm sure nobody listens, but whatever, I don't care. But yeah, this is Helium, and like I said, this is going to be the new mesh network that's going to be all about keeping people. Let me see here, keeping people connected, and through way of hotspot. See, okay, so here we go. See this LORAWAN. I believe that stands for low radio wave area network. Yeah. So over 20,000 Helium hotspots have been sold. Okay, so to 2,000 cities. It was the first HNT miner to deliver a friendly aesthetic and simple user interface. Okay, so now I'm starting to get it. There's actually a hotspot. Okay, I thought whenever I was first reading this that it had to do with we were going to be, hotspots were going to be each other's phones. Launched in 2019, originally exclusively sold to U.S. customers. The Helium Hotspot is the original HNT mining device. The goal of the hotspot was to show that mining equipment can be simple to operate and provide an innovative utility in building the people's network. Boasting simple striking casing, that the Helium hotspot is controlled and managed using the Helium app for remote monitoring and earnings of status. The Helium hotspot is now sold out for both North America and European customers. Dang. How do I earn HNT? Somebody says. Participants earn HNT by mining and building coverage for the people's network using compatible hotspots. See, I was trying to figure out like how to make my like a phone a hotspot, and I thought there was like a back way into this. Hotspots on the network are randomly and automatically assigned proof of coverage test to complete. Passing witnessing test earns HNT. Hotspots earn HNT for transferring devices data over to the network. The more device data a hotspot transfers, the more it earns. Okay, hold on, let me see. Maybe this one is one. The native cryptocurrency and protocol token of the Helium blockchain, its symbol HNT. Prior to the launch of the Helium blockchain, the HNT released July 29th as part of the Block 93 Helium token usage. The Helium token is designed to serve the needs of two primary parties in the Helium blockchain ecosystem: hotspot hosts and network operators. Hosts mine HNT while deploying and maintaining network coverage. To enterprises and developers using the Helium network to connect devices and build IoT applications. Data credits, which are $USD pegged, utility token derived from the HNT in burn transaction, are used to pay the transaction fee for wireless data transmissions on network, in addition to things like adding hotspots and sending. Okay. Economic concepts. Okay, got it. Year HNT at the start of year, total HNT mined. Year 1 HNT, start of the year 0 HNT mined. It's like 60,000. Sorry, not 60,000. 60 million. To 60 million to 60 million, 320 million to another 30 million to 150 million to another 130 million, 180 million to another 15. So it's going down. The mining is going down. Which I don't know if that's really going to give an incentive for somebody to get HNT. Well, I guess if the less you mine, the more you earn in HNT, then yeah, that would give somebody an incentive to do it. Because it looks like that's what's happening. Like, if you look up at the top, 60,000, 60,000, then another 15. Oh, yeah, but this is adding everything together, so I don't know. I don't know. Okay, so data credits and burn to economics. As noted above, data credits are USD pegged utility derived from HNT and a burn transaction and used to pay all transaction fees on the Helium network. One data credit will always cost 0.00001 cent, or $1 will always buy you 100,000 data credits. But as noted above, data credits are produced by burning HNT, and the market price of the HNT will of course fluctuate. Okay, the HNT to DC relationship is based on designing commonly called burn and mint equilibrium, and is intended to allow for the supply of HNT to respond to network usage trends such that when the equilibrium is found, the amount of HNT that exists remains static month to month. Helium borrowed heavily from Factom's usage of this design through other blockchains have also used it. The amount of data credits produced by burning HNT will move up and down based on the USD price of HNT as reported by the HNT oracles. Let's look at a few examples. So always the price of the data, what they say the DC was, data credits is one every $1 for 100,000, right? Right, got it. Helium Network requires 50,000 data credits per month. Okay, to send data for their fleet of helium connected mouse traps. Yes, these actually exist and they are glorious. To acquire 50,000 data credits per month, they would burn 0.5 HNT using the following math. And again, price of, okay, burn 0.5 HNT would produce the need of, okay. So do you need just one or the other then? I'm confused now. Once burned, data credits are owned by the Helium wallet specified in the burn transaction. They are non-transferable and can only be used by the wallet owner. Net emissions. The net emissions was introduced as part of the HIP-20. It has not been activated on chain at this point. The astute reader might be asking themselves, HNT supply is capped at 223 million, and the network is constantly burning HNT to mint data credits to enable transactions. Won't we run out of HNT? Yes, this is where the idea of net emissions comes from. Along with max supply, HIP-20 also introduced the idea of net emissions. Net emissions gives the protocol enough HNT to reward consensus group members and hotspots in perpetuity. The complete net emissions discussions in the HIP is the best resource on this, but we will provide a quick summary here. Urging net emissions and blockchain would monitor how many HNT were burnt for data credits in a given epoch, and it's just a lot of stuff. Okay. Wow. There's more than I can even imagine here. HNT oracles. I mean, you guys are going to have to go through this by yourself if you really want to learn about HNT, to be honest. I can't go through all this. This is just insane. Transaction fees. Okay. Add a full hotspot. A fee to add full hotspots to the blockchain. The fee is generally covered by the hotspot maker. So $40. Add data only hotspots. Fee paid to add a data only hotspot on the blockchain to the blockchain. About $5. Oh, and purchasing an IOU or purchasing a blockchain OUI. Sorry, buy an OUI from the Helium blockchain. $100. I don't even know what that is. Purchasing a blockchain subnet, buy a subnet from the Helium blockchain, $100. I'm guessing this has to do probably a lot with the people that know how to write smart contracts and things like that, and maybe they can do specific things with it. In total, this is 139 bytes. Each 24 bytes requires data credit. It's insane. How do you mine it? All right, mine HNT. Helium Hotspot HNT were originally built by Helium. but are now built by our growing ecosystem of approved manufacturers. Run a validator. Let's click that. Okay, devices use networks, impacts, hotspots, proof of coverage. That's what POC stands for, yeah. Device related transaction. This is crazy. Okay, I want to see what this low WAN is. Okay, the low WAN network on Helium is compatible with all low WAN devices. I don't even know what a low WAN is. Do you? Low WAN right out of my house. However, Helium distinguishes itself in how it treats its low WAN network servers, LNS. A typical low WAN network, central or regional LNS, is managed by a single entity. Helium's design for a decentralized network, however, means not only do we want gateways, or what we sometimes call hotspots, to be independently owned and operated, but we want to be able to, but we want to be, but we want to enable the independent operations of the LNS. So without this access, the network would require permission from a single entity. Okay, therefore, we want to enable multi-tenancy LNS from the public LoRaWAN network. Achieving this, distinguishing Helium's LoRaWAN network from many other public wireless infrastructure, is now compatible with privately run network servers. Okay, that's what it was. That probably caught my attention. Public wireless infrastructure is now compatible with privately run network servers. So yeah, that's basically saying, hey, AT&T, we're your competition now. That's basically what it's saying. The rest of the article will discuss the networking primitives. If you want to go ahead and run a network server, please check out our article, Running a Network Server. Okay. I'm in a very, very hillbilly area. I don't think anybody's going to be interested around here, but I will find that to read. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to bookmark this. That's all. Bookmark this tab. Call it Helium. Run a network server. Okay. Helium developer kit, huh? DIY miner node? The world? Let's browse devices. I don't even know. I could have swore I added my own device to this thing already. Ready to use devices and manufacturers. Okay, so I guess these are all the devices that you can program your stuff for a lot of devices. Okay. Anyways, are you guys starting to get the picture yet? That this is going to be the new internet. This is going to be the new data that we have now. HNT wallets. Actually, I need an HNT wallet. Send and receive HNT and create data credits. Okay. Add your hotspot to your network and set your location. Configure your Wi-Fi. Your hotspot's activity. See where other hotspots are located. Run discovery mode. Check out the latest release notes. Okay. This just came out the other day. Add support for discount. I'm guessing I probably mobile. Let me look up on the phone to see if we got a Helium app. Okay, Helium wallet. Helium Hotspot app for HNT, and it has the same logo. And of course, my phone decided to stop recognizing my face. Isn't that awesome? I think I scared it being so ugly. Well, there's helium hotspots with the actual logo on it. App for HNT. It's by Helium Inc. Says version history 1 day ago. Okay, so yeah, that looks about right. And there's another one below it that says Helium Hotspots. That one does not look trustworthy, considering the person that, like the developer, has a name, and it's Kent Williams, and there's no actual logo. You know, there's hella stats. So I guess this will give you your Helium network that you're on. Interesting. Okay. I know this has been a lot to go through about Helium, but again, I wanted to do a deep dive on a coin, just like I did Covalent last time. And you know, these are gonna be the game changers of crypto. You know, we're still not even halfway there. We're still not even halfway there. I don't even know if we're even a quarter of the way there yet. I mean, a lot of these places, there are a lot of these companies are, still raising funds. So just like Helium, and we'll see where this goes. I mean, whenever I was in here, there was a way you could. There was a way you could put your phone on here, or your device or something like that. Anyways, I'm gonna leave this as it is. Oh, here we go. Devices. I think this is what it was. Device solutions. Oh no, yeah, we already talked about the devices. There are thousands of compatible ones. The devices shown here do not represent all the available devices. With ready to use devices, I mean, anyways, this is crazy. The last thing I wanted to do was actually do talk about the hold on. Is Ethereum finally taken off? No, not really. It's getting worse. It's getting lower. um, so HNT is helium. So this is the actual chart of it. As you can see, it's doing healthy. Like I said, I bought it at 18. So somewhere around in this area. And just every day, it's just been steadily growing. And I've been happy that I bought it. And now that I see that it's just on a small pullback, or at least I hope it's just on a small pullback. And this looks like it would just, spike through an order block. If you know anything about smart money, then you know this is just a spike through an order block. And to trust your order blocks, and then it should start moving the opposite direction. Because if you do have your last down candle before it pushes up, and after it goes up and it breaks a high, your first reaction should be to look at that candle and wait for a price to return to it and then buy. So actually right now is a perfect time to buy if you want to buy. As far as the formation of the formation is concerned, I would say the price, but as far as the formation is concerned, yeah, because if this continues the way it looks like it's going to, we're probably not going to see it return to the same price either. But I did want to do, since we went over Covalent last night, let's go ahead and check out and see what's going on with Covalent. So remember, it was CQT, USDT. And remember how I said last night, that's how I drew this. Okay, so let's get into, I'm in the hour. Let's get into the 15-minute of this. Now, remember what I told you that would probably play around the area up at the top and then probably make a pullback. I didn't think it would make a third area at the top and then pull back, but it did. And so this even gives it more validity that it's going to go higher. So this top that you see, especially since we have two equals, almost three, that is just almost a dead giveaway that we're going to be going right up through that. Because what that tells you, what that tells me anyway, and I said this through other ones too, is that there is this equal line like right above here, right? And this line also contains liquidity, right? So so it's looking down. All right, and text line at top and center. All right, and let's make it a little bit bigger. All right, so what does this mean? That once price comes up back up to this line, which it will, all right, so first we have 100 here. All right, so it could be the 100. Yeah, that would be the 100, wouldn't it? Yeah, because it looks like this would be your intermediate high right there, where this bullish breaker goes. And so this runs right through it. And so the bottom, actually, oops. Wait, is that unlocked? No, it's not. That's why we couldn't get it to move. Maybe down here. That looks a little bit more like it, because then this first dive down into it barely touches the 61.8%, and that would make a lot more sense. And that goes up and stays around the 50 or above. And it could, what it could do is it could dive down into here, right? Because it would be looking for that golden zone for smart money buyers to buy. Why did that thing become so big? I have no idea. Why is it going all the way across to the left? Okay, this is making me weirded out. Okay, here we go. Extend left. That's why. Knew something was wrong. All right, so it could come back down into this area here. which this would be your golden buy zone for your smart money people, right? Or it could just touch the top of it, either or. To me, I mean, look at it really close. Yeah, it looks like probably somewhere in between here is where you would see it fall to if it did get down to there. And then after that, it'll probably start moving back up. And then once it gets to the top, you would probably see some stuttering and stammering, and then boom. On its way to even higher places. So far its high is $1.70. Right now, current price is $1.50. Again, this is one of those ones there's a billion in supply and only 5% are being used, I believe. Let me go to, hold on, let me see here if I can find it. That's Ethereum. You know what? Let me just add a new one. Here we go. Marketcap.com. Let's see where both of these are. Remember, Covalent last night was at 418. I said just before that I had checked, and it was at 425 as the ranking. And something that new usually doesn't get that high of a ranking that quick. So let's see if it hasn't made any kind of new ranking. If it's even dropped. So it's dropped a little bit. So it was 424 or 425. Now it's at 444. Still, it's in the 400s, not bad. And let's see, well, first I was going to show you trading volume. So the trading volume went down a little bit. I think it's because everybody's waiting for it to get to the right price. So 10-cent change. Market cap fully diluted, 1.5 billion. Now, if you're wondering where you can find this, it'll tell you in here. Here it is. Codecoin, FTX, Gate. Okay, I guess it's OKEX. And then Sushi Swap. I don't like doing things on swap, but I got it on Gate first, and that's how I found out about it, was because somebody else bought it, and considering the way the Gate referral system is set up is that you get, a percentage of somebody else's trading fees. Whoever bought the Helium bought so much. I mean, I usually, like I say, I only get like 20-30 cents of like of whatever coin it is, because they'll only buy an X amount, probably around the same amount every month or something, so like that. But this one was to the point to where I had, I think it was 30 full covalent coins, and no, 20 full covalent coins, and they were worth about $30-$35. Which is rare, very, very rare. So I was like, okay, there's something must be important with this. Let me check it out. And I did like it. The thing is, though, is that most of my stuff is in KuCoin. So I did transfer the balance that I had from Gate to KuCoin. Unfortunately, it does take, well, I guess it could depend on how much you have. It didn't really say a percentage, but it gave me just a whole number. No, that number was 30 coins. So it took 30 coins for me transferring from one place to another. Right? So um I think that, oh yeah, and I wanted to check on Helium. That was it. Helium 2265 overall. Rank number 62. Wow. I didn't check the ranking last time. I had checked this and didn't realize it even was in the top 100. That's amazing. So it looks like Helium is going to be something to watch out for. So if you don't take my word for it, take the entire internet's word for it. It looks like the circulating supply for Helium it's not that much. It's really not that much. It's 223 million. And we only have 96 million in supply in circulation. So 43% total in circulation, as to where it was almost the opposite for, not really opposite, but a little bit different for Covalent. You have 1 billion coins and about 50 million are in, or no, yeah, hold on. Yeah, 50 million are in supply. So this one's a lot lower supply. Only 5% are in circulation, which is why the price is very, very low. Right? Once we see this circulating supply get higher and higher and higher, and considering the amount of supply is fixed, you're going to see the price get higher and higher and higher. With Helium, you can mine it, so there's not a fixed price. There's not a fixed amount, I should say. So that's going to be, I mean, unless there actually is a fixed amount of 223, but we just haven't mined, we just have to mine it off first. But we will see. It should be interesting game that we're going to start playing to see how things are going to start playing out. All right, but I think that is it for me tonight. I think right now I need to start paying attention more to what is going on with my trades that I have started. Wait 1 second. Did trade get closed? I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, I'm going to get off of here, and you guys enjoy your night. I'm going to keep trading and see if I can't make some money, see if I can't get some more KuCoin some more KuCoin coins, I guess you could say. Check out the Audius price right now, 295, not too bad. which would help my definitely help my grid trading. See how my grid trading's doing. So if you ever want to know about your grid trading, you want to see it really quick. At first, I thought this was annoying. There are still a lot of things about Gate, the website, the exchange that is annoying, but I do like it. But if you click on copy trading, it'll go give you like everybody's like copy trading. But if you just click on ongoing strategies over to the left, you will have your current strategies. Now, currently, I have two strategies that are basically about similar, and I pretty much did the same thing. I just went up to it and I just clicked a button and it designed it all for me, and I clicked create AI, and it did, and I went back in and did the same thing, hit create AI, and it did. So basically I have two similar spot grid trading systems running parallel to each other at the exact same time, which is why you can see they're pretty much similar. So it looks like the only thing that sucks is that considering that the looks like since audio is going down, that's about the only thing that's causing the grid trading to look bad. But it's telling you everything. So the actual the signals from the grids itself are actually up, but the unrealized profit and loss, and that's the fluctuations in price and whatnot are down. So you take this and you add this, and then you get this. So, but once audio, I'm sure, starts moving again and starts let's see here. So showing you, every time it's gonna buy, every time it's gonna sell, at what price, how much it's gonna buy and sell. It's 703 every time, and I have 31 grids. I could probably make more, or price. I probably make less grids, but and have more of a price to sell them at. But then again, I'm not for sure if it would actually hit those prices or not. So grid trading can be a little tough, a little tricky to try to balance. But we'll see how this goes. We'll see if it's gonna to work or not. So, anyways, I'm really gonna shut up this time. So, good luck, good trading. If you learned something new that you didn't think you'd ever learned before, I want you to do me something. Hit a like, hit the subscribe button, and then yeah, let me know. Let me know if you want me to do a video, anything in particular. You can leave me a comment below. Add me on TradingView or Telegram. If you add me on either one of those, that's fine. I mean, but if you're gonna add me on Telegram, don't just say hi. I get so many of those, and it's annoying. Like, say, hey, I'm this person from here. I am interested in what you do, or whatever you want to say. Just let me know what you're doing. I don't want to get some like random Okay, so it's still going up a little bit surely. There we go. Oh, that's futures. Okay, so I did make some money off that one. here. If it gets below that, well, it still really hasn't hit. I mean, it has. Why would this bearish cause so much trouble? That's a breaker. Should be anyway. No, come on. There was no reason for you to back out of that.